Hello everybody and welcome to episode 11 of Rhondda Pride TV. You're here this evening joining myself, Dominique Trix, in my humble abode, and the gorgeous Minus De Kock, and our guest this evening, Thomas Poud.
Hi, good evening and welcome to Rhondda Pride TV, Tom. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yes, very well, thanks. And for any of our viewers out there who don't know who Thomas Poud is, he is from Series 15 of X Factor, and he made it to the final 6 in the boys section. Congratulations, Tom, that's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No worries. And then, Dom, love, do you have the questions in front of you?
Of course I do, babes. I'm prepared.
Okay. so you're the first question.
Oh, okay. I didn't always go straight in. Okay. Okay, so Tom, what I wanted to know was, at what age did you realise that you enjoyed singing so much that that was what you wanted to do for your career?
Oh my God. I've always been a singer since I was very young. I was in masses of amateur dramatic shows and things like that. I applied to be in Matilda the musical and then had a knockback and was told that I was too tall, I wasn't the right height and things like that. I got to the point where I was like, right, this industry's so hard, so I need to find my own way into it. And then I found the love for drag. I started doing drag local. Just to raise money, I had a godson who was severely unwell and was born 6 months premature. So I raised £10,000 for him, so we could have all of his treatment. And then I moved away to Skegness, sunny Skegness, then I know not, and became a vocalist, a professional vocalist. And then, X Factor happened.
Oh, fab. And obviously, from that, what was your reaction from the area you live in and the support you got?
Mixed, really, really mixed. Not being rude, but I find that where I live, it's a small place with small minds, not in a nasty way. I do still find there's a massive divide, especially locally, especially here where I live. It's just more uneducated, narrow-minded people more than anything. When I was on the show, I had so much masses of support from so many amazing people, but then I also had the backlash of people who I don't know all around the world who abused me. I had to deal with massive amounts of cyber abuse. It was absolutely unreal at some points. But other than that, most of it has been positive. I got so much from it as well. So yeah, I can't really complain.
Oh, good. Go on, Minus, love, you do the next one.
So what I wanted to say is when you were on the X Factor, you brought a very inspirational message to the show, which was be who you are, be different and stand out, which you did, which is fantastic. But in your audition, when Simon stopped you and said he liked you, but he wanted you to come back as Lady Frida Wilde, what went on in your head when he said that to you?
For me, the whole point of going as myself at first was to show that I'm good enough as me. So for me, X Factor is one massive journey. So my first audition is obviously as me, and I wanted to prove myself as me. Then they made me come back as my alter ego. So I came back as Lady Frida Wilde. Then when I got to the 6-share challenge, I made a point of proving with the cape, with the wig, and obviously snatching the wig, dropping the cape, that I'm good enough as me, just in a suit with heels. And that was really the message. Because I feel that so many people live in their own heads, live in fear about being themselves and being creative and, getting yourselves known and pushed out there. And for me, that worries me. And it does, that people don't want to be themselves and hide behind a persona, hide behind a mask, because no matter what we do and how much we love what we do, we are still human underneath it all.
Good afternoon, Wembley! Amazing. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
What is your name?
My name's Thomas. Thomas
Hi.
Pam.
Where are you from, Thomas?
I'm from South Wales.
Woo! And how old are you, Thomas?
I'm 20 years old.
Oh, 20 years old.
How long have you been singing, Thomas?
Since I was a child, since I was very young, and then I became a drag queen.
Great.
And now, yeah,
And Thomas, what's your name when you're a drag queen?
Lady Frida Wild.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Why have you decided to not come in drag today?
I'm mad enough and bad enough without a wig, without a set of heels. You're in for a
Thomas.
treat.
So, Thomas, how often have you performed as Thomas?
About 3 times
Okay.
in my life.
Well, I hope it's going to be enough. Who are you going to sing for us today?
I'm going to sing an absolute legend, Tina Turner.
Oh, excellent.
Let's get the party started.
Shall we have it then, folks?
Let's have it.
Go on, John. Plastic bite.
I call you when I need you, my heart's on fire. You come to me wild and wilder. Oh, you come to me, give me everything that I need. Here we go. You're simply the best. You're better than all the rest. No, you're better than anyone. Oh, anyone I've ever met. You're simply the best.
Thomas, you're good. I like you. But this is what I feel.
Okay,
What's your other character's name?
Lady Frida Wild.
I think you should come back as her. Thomas, a little bit more outrageous, I think would make more of an impact.
It is come back as drag.
Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah, I'm up for seeing both of them, but, you know, don't underestimate the magic of what Thomas has just done as Thomas.
How long would it take for you to become...
I can just get into a dress.
Yeah.
And I got heels.
Well, why don't we see you later, Thomas?
Yeah, she will be back. Thank you. Bye, Emily. Hi, Simon.
You look amazing.
Tonight, I'm Lady Frida Wild.
Hooray!
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Simon's asked you to come back as your alter ego. And who are you going to be singing today?
I'm going to do a bit of Tina Turner for you again.
Here is your moment. Take it.
Wembley, you ready to rock? Let's go! Working for a man every night and day, and I never lost
So when you were on the stage and he said that, were you upset or disappointed, or were you?
To be honest with you, I knew it was coming a little bit. I thought, oh, I know where this is leading. So yeah, I kind of knew where it was going. And yeah, I was a bit like, oh, right, a bit deflated, because then I had to come home and then go straight back to London like the following day, having to go home and get everything ready and then come straight back. It was just a bit like, okay, right, and to me, it brought everything back, all the nerves and everything I had in my first audition. I then had it as my second audition, because I was accepted as me, but then I was like, will they accept me as Lady Through the Wild? So it's like, it is a bit like an emotional, well, it is an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, definitely. I love the way that Robbie Williams went, oh, I think you're fantastic as you are. And
Yeah.
I just thought, because I thought, you were put on the spot, and it must have been like quite and in front of all those people.
Yeah, it is really, really, like, I now and again, I don't really look at it much anymore, but I do like go back and look at my auditions and realise like how young I was. Like, I know it's only 2 years ago, but like to be that young, entering something so big and then coming so far in something, and then you 1 minute you're on such a high and then you literally just dropped, like, and it's dealing with, well, rejection as well as your mental health, because it's like, wow. But yeah, what Robbie Williams said is something, me and Robbie Williams have got such a good relationship, and he is someone who I will always have contact with. And I to be honest with you, like when I was on, even before the show aired, there was newspaper articles about me and Robbie Williams and how I had inspired Robbie Williams to do drag, and he wanted to be, he played on the name of Wayne Rooney and things like that, but he himself is a legend within the LGBT community anyway.
Yeah. And I tell you, old age is getting to me. I had something on the tip of my tongue which I wanted to say to you, and then it's just gone.
So, Thomas, in the gay community, as you know, there is a very famous app where you can meet people and things like that. On there is a lot of discrimination against our own in the LGBTQ plus community. With that, have you ever felt singled out in your own community?
To be honest with you, everyone uses Grindr these days. However, I came off, especially when I was on the show, I came off Grindr due to having so much abuse of people who are in the same community as me, who do the same thing as me. And for me, that made me quite shook. And I thought that we're all in this together, only because somebody's done something a little bit more than you or progressed a little bit more, that doesn't mean I'm any better than anybody else. It just means I was in the right place at the right time. But especially when I was in London, it was horrendous. But when I came home, it was as if like the whole local community, they were all on like a massive witch hunt, which, to be honest with you, was so like mentally is something that I will never forget. And I do find that the like segregation and discrimination within our own community is something that needs to be addressed massively. Like, we're all in it together. We should all have each other's backs, and that is something that I think that people need to push and people need to focus on, rather than everyone being out at each other. Like, we're all in it together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's enough people targeting us at the moment. Why are we going to target each other?
Yeah, and there's so much going on in the world, and I think that, especially now more than anything, that we should have each other's backs, especially with like everything that is currently going on. Like, we don't know really at the moment our arse from our fucking elbow. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I just think that if you're not going to have your own communities back, then, do you know what I mean? I just don't get it. I just don't understand why people do it. For me, anyway, it takes a man to say something to somebody's face, and if you're going to do it behind a gay app, then grow some balls and at least say it to my face.
Yeah, exactly. Now we're going to bring the mood right back up, and Minus is going to ask you another lovely question.
Fabulous.
So you were on the main stage at Cardiff Pride last year, which was amazing. What was that experience like for you? And what plans had you made for Pride this year, which you aren't able to do because of COVID-19?
After Cardiff Pride last year, it was obviously an absolute whirlwind. I loved every single minute of it, especially to perform on main stage. For me, I think that the way that Cardiff Pride, Pride Cymru is organised, everything like that is absolutely amazing. What they do, the acts they bring, I think is absolutely phenomenal. For me, it was a bit of a, well, it's the first time I've ever performed in Pride. And I don't know how to explain it. It's like, it's the whole nervous worry as well. Because I was a bit like, oh, are people going to say something? Is someone going to turn around and be like, oh, here he goes? And it's, especially when I go certain places, I'm a bit like, I worry if I'll fit in. I worry if that I'm good enough. And that, for me, that's always been a worry. Like since growing up, that's always been something that has always played on my mind. But when I'm performing, it affects me like 10 times more. But yeah, no, I loved every single minute of it though. I do love Cardiff Pride. I've been going for years. But yeah, no, yeah, it was really good.
And did you have any plans for Pride this year?
Yes, after Cardiff Pride last year, I was actually confronted and messaged by loads of other Pride organisations all around, not just Wales, but all around the UK. I had New Pride in Ireland contact me. I've had some big Prides message me just saying, oh look, we'd love you to come down and do this and this. And I'm absolutely gutted because I thought that this year would be my year. I was going to do some big things, and it's just been a bit of ball ache now, the fact that COVID's come along and fucked up all my plans.
I think it has done for a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree. I'm fuming.
So Thomas, in the near future, now you've been in lockdown, have you been writing any songs? Have you got any music planned? Anything coming out in the near future? Or here we go. I mean, it's take two. I've always been really passionate about writing music. It's something that I've always wanted to do. I have, even whilst being in lockdown, I've had time to reflect on my life and growing up so quickly with this experience that changed my life. And we have started writing, putting pen to paper. I've been working with producers over things like Skype and Zoom like this, with trying to find melodies and to try and bring a song that isn't like anything else. I want to use the message a bit like this is me, and proving to everyone that my message, be who you are, be different and stand out. And it's basically all tied within that, but it's finding the right melody and everything without it trying to sound like anything else. So yeah, we've got big plans with music this year. Well, I did have, but obviously with this lockdown, it's given me more time to focus on songwriting and creating music of my own. Oh, that's fab. Excited to hear any of that, Minus. Go on.
And have you, during your lockdown period, have you done anything different or learnt a new skill? You know, like a lot of people have turned to cooking and doing something like that in lockdown to pass the time. Or have you just been so busy that you haven't had time to learn anything?
I wish I had time. I've literally been everywhere, really. I've been so busy, even though we've been in lockdown, we've had so many restrictions. I literally haven't stopped. So I would have loved to have learnt a new skill or done something new. I think all I've learned is like how to wake up at like 5 o'clock in the night or something now, because I'm not waking up until like such a late afternoon. But the only thing that's really messed up is my sleeping pattern, really.
Yeah. Wow. That's very early. I'm not sure I'd like to wake up at that time in the morning.
I know.
So are you still based in Wales? Are you still living in the town that or have you moved out from that?
I'm still currently living in Bridgend in Wales. I am looking, especially over the next couple of months, to move out of Wales, especially with some future plans that are coming into realism. But after all of this, I am hoping to move away. I got a few places I want to go, but it's just finding the most realistic solution at the moment for it and for myself.
Because you said you just got a new job. Did you want to tell us a bit more about that?
Oh God, no. So, fucking hell, here we go. My job at the moment, I run a pub in Regent area. When I came off the X Factor, I wanted to be grounded, and I wanted to do something for my local community and give something back to everybody. So a place of acceptance, a place where anyone can come and go. But recently, this lockdown has made me realise there's a lot more to life. And my nan's been severely been severely unwell with dementia. And so I played a massive role in looking after my nan at the moment.
Oh, that's fantastic. And sounds like it's really rewarding.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So on social media, Thomas, what pages do you have? How can people follow you? How can the viewers who are going to watch the interview find out what's going on with you and the future music you will be bringing out?
So I have Instagram, which I use quite daily. I've been quite boring on it recently. There's just random hanging pictures of me looking like a thumb and me and my boyfriend living the dream. But my Instagram is @ThomasPoundOfficial. My Facebook is Thomas Pound Music. And my Twitter is a load of shit, so don't follow that. I don't post nothing on Twitter.
No, I've not long ago got Twitter myself. I've got 6 followers. I don't have a clue how to use it.
No, I'd rather just use Facebook for me.
The old-fashioned way is the best way, love.
Yeah.
So when I was having a look at sort of more information about you, because I'd only ever seen sort of like the X Factor stuff,
Yeah.
I managed to run over the Urban Dictionary. Did you know that?
I'm a pirate, apparently.
It says Thomas Pound plays games every lesson, and he has a 7 head, and he is irrelevant. He always says it is like, and you would use it by saying you are acting like Thomas Pound. I just thought, I wondered if you knew that was there.
Oh my God, that's great. When you type my name in on Google, it comes up there, I'm an American pirate. Yeah, that needs to be edited. It's something out of a fictional book. I'm like, no, I'm definitely not a pirate.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, so that's all the questions I have anyway this evening. Minus, do you have any more, lovely?
Oh, I mean, I could sit and talk to Thomas all night, really. I have lots of questions. I mean, how did you find Simon Cowell?
For me, I think he is one of the most inspirational people I've ever met. He is the most humble, the most down to earth, and kind-hearted person I think I've ever met. Everyone's got their own opinions, but for me, what you see is a televised version of Simon Cowell, but deep down inside, he is like a warm-hearted like bear. He's just so lovely, and he's so down to earth, and he's just a genuine nice person.
Which kind of leads me to my next question. When you said that, is how much of when you were there and being recorded, how realistic was the editing as to what happened?
I don't know what I can and can't say here. The show is very, very naturalistic. Everyone says that you're given a script and all this. That is not true. Everything you do, everything you say, obviously they've got a script and they influence some things you say. So like they'll say, what is your hobby? And then they'll elaborate your hobby a little bit, but they would never force you to say something you're not comfortable with or anything like that. With my first audition, when I arrived as Thomas, that was like a 12-hour day, and I'll never forget that. When I went home after my first audition, and then I came back like 2 days after, and it was like another like long day in drag. And then, to be honest with you, it was quite fast paced, but for me, the editing was quite, I'd say it's fair. However, I would love to have seen a bit more of was said rather than, and obviously it's hard because it's such a jammed show, but there were some really poignant things that the judges said, which I will always cherish, and I've got on recordings myself. Some of the things they've said were like out of this world, but none of you guys actually got to see that. So it is a bit like, but obviously you can understand, with there's thousands of people who apply every year, there's hundreds that go through, so it's trying to make that fair as well.
Yeah, because in your audition take, they make it look like you just went away for a couple of hours and then came back. So I was shocked when you said just now, you said, oh, and then I came home, got ready and went back, and I was like, hang on, Wembley and Wales,
Yeah,
something's not adding up.
Yeah, if you look at the backstage footage, in my first audition, I had all my family there. So I'm one of 6 children, but I only had one of my sisters and her children, my mum, my dad, my makeup artist, and my best friend. And then my second time then, when I came back, it was my mum, my dad, my makeup artist, and my best friend. That was it.
Yeah.
You can see
because there were fewer people when you came back. There were different faces, because I was like, oh, where's the girl and the guy with the blonde hair gone?
Yeah. That's what they do. It's loads of people said to me, oh, you didn't come back the same day, did you? And I was like, no.
Well, no, I didn't think you had, but Simon was like, yes, well, we'll give you 4 hours. And I thought, okay, well, maybe they went home.
Yeah, no, I did. I came home and then went back a couple of days after then.
Excellent. And I mean, I know you were talking about your nerves. When you came back in drag, were you as nervous as you were the first day or not?
Worse, I think. I'd say definitely worse. It's so hard to explain, but it's like, I think it was June, July, so it would have been around this time that I found out I was going on the show, and literally you're in SSE Wembley. It's like a greenhouse, the sun's glaring in the window, I'm literally like dripping, melting, and obviously, because you're allowed to sit with your family and you're allowed to see your family, but they like to take you off other places and film you doing other things, and like, I didn't even have a chance to sit back down and have my makeup redone before I went on stage, so half of it, I look absolutely horrendous.
I did notice that wherever you were in the house, that it was obviously beautiful island somewhere, and you had I think you perspired down the side of your head, which happens to me all the time. That's why I have this. But you know, I did notice that it sort of had run down to your face a bit. Oh, it looked beautiful there. That swimming pool. Oh my, wow.
Yeah,
it looked amazing.
It was
Okay, so Thomas,
it's a shame that you probably had to work the whole time.
Yeah, I know. I wish we could go out partying. I love Ibiza as well. I was filming.
Oh, is that where it was, Ibiza? Dom, did you want to say something?
I was just going to say the thank yous, but have you got any more questions?
I think just one more, which I think would be nice for the viewers, and that was, Thomas, if we have some of our viewers who want to enter X Factor, what advice would you give them?
Oh, that's a really good question, actually. Be prepared for absolutely anything. Go into open-minded. I applied for the X Factor 4 years, like in a row, before I even got a look in. Be prepared for knockbacks. Be prepared for failure. It's not failure, you're just progressing. But be prepared for it can go any way. And always remember that no news is good news. That's all I'm going to say.
No news is good news. I like it.
That's the world of TV.
Well, Thomas, just on behalf of Rhondda Pride, we would just like to say thank you so much for the interview, especially on behalf of me and Minus as well, okay?
You're welcome. Thank you ever so much for having me.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And you. Bye.
may be blind, love is here to stay, and that's enough to make you mine, girl. Be the only one. Love me all the time, girl. We go on and on. Someday when we're dreaming, deep in love, not a lot to say, then we will remember things we said today. Me, I'm just a lucky guy. I love to hear you say that love is love, and though we may be blind, love is here to stay, and that's enough to make you mine, girl. Be the only one. Love me all the time, girl. We go on and on. Someday when we're dreaming, deep in love, not a lot to say, then we will remember things we said today. Can't buy me love, love, can't buy me love. I buy you a diamond ring, my friend, it makes you feel alright. I'll get you anything, my friend, it makes you feel alright. 'Cause I don't care too much for money, money can't buy me love. I'll give you all I got to give if you say you love me too. I may not have a lot to give, but what I got, I'll give to you. 'Cause I don't care too much for money, money can't buy me love, can't buy me love. Everybody tells me so, can't buy me love. No, 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 say you don't need no diamond rings, and I'll be satisfied. Tell me that you want the kind of things the money just can't buy. 'Cause I don't care too much for money, money can't buy me love. Can't buy me love. Everybody tells me so. Can't buy me love. I know, no, no, say you don't need no diamond rings, and I'll be satisfied. Tell me that you want the kind of things the money just can't buy. 'Cause I don't care too much for money, money can't buy me love, can't buy me love. Love can't buy me love.
Oh, unfortunately, we've come to the end of episode 11, and I hope you've really enjoyed it. We've had a great time with Thomas Pound, and we look forward to seeing you next week for episode 12. Keep watching Rhondda Pride to see who's on, and yes, we'll see you next week. Have a great week. Bye.